Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Just Seen Motherfucking Podcast. The Just Seen Motherfucking Podcast. I don't know why the fuck I did that shit, but I ain't gonna add that shit. Honestly. Nah, fuck it, we already flowing. Let's go. Anyway, welcome to the Just Seen Motherfucking Podcast. Biatch. And today, as you've seen from the title, we're gonna be talking about rigged games, like the games being rigged. And the reason why I want to have this motherfucking episode is because the market's been acting crazy, right? But the markets have been crazy, but they haven't really been crazy. And what I mean by that is that, and yes, this is probably going to be the first episode that, I'm actually talking about the markets. You know what I'm saying? More or less. But I wanted to have this episode because as I'm looking at the markets going, crazy, like people like, what do I do? What do I do? And it's like, how do you maneuver? How do you pinpoint? And so I'm looking at it like, all right, bet. As long as I look at it like this. As long as I got my correlation and I use my Forex to know what the US dollar is doing, I know how to maneuver in the stock market. But in addition to that, I know how the countries and the governments are moving, so I can tell how they're moving in their own individual stock markets as well. US dollar is moving some wild shit. But then it's like, I got to thinking, I was like, why? Because I don't know if y'all remember, or if y'all follow me on Threads or what. I posted it, I said it, I know that I said it when I was talking about we're at the start of a 5-year candle, right? The markets move in candles, right? If you understand them, but they move in waves or whatever the case may be, but they're codified in candles. So it's like, I'm looking at it, and this was like months ago, sometime mid last year, they was like, yo, Warren Buffett got the most liquid he's ever had, like, cause something's going to happen. It's like, and motherfuckers is like, oh, what's he preparing for? We need to be preparing too. But how do you prepare when you don't know what's coming? Right? So I was telling somebody, we was talking about, the markets and everything. It was like, yo, the US dollar, because we're going to war, the US dollar is weak. I said, actually, it's backwards. The US dollar is getting strong. Stock market is getting weak because they're leveraging the markets to strengthen the US dollar while they go to war. And the motherfucker was like, what? That don't make sense. I know it don't make sense. Tell a motherfucker who don't know how to read the markets. But in fluently knowing how to read the markets, it's like, yeah, you can see the play. So I was like, I got curious because I was like, I had just said that. I was like, at the beginning of a 5-year candle, I said, you got to be careful because any candle that opens and closes, there's going to be a lot of volatility, period. Whether it be a 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, monthly, weekly. But knowing the data, knowing what's in the candle is because a larger player is making a move the moment that it happens, right? So I'm looking at this 5-year candle that is pretty much opening it up. And I'm like, okay, this is what we got. And then it's like, why do we go to war? Why did we go to war? And then I also said, because we're in a 5-year candle, we're in a 5-year candle and it's halfway through a 10-year candle. So it's like, that's like, I don't even know the size of these niggas. I would say those are the colossal players. They call them whales, but those are the colossal motherfucking players that are moving 10 years or 5 years at a time. Like, they already know certain shit. You feel me? The Warren Buffetts and shit like that. Those motherfuckers are already prepared. So I'm like, why would the motherfucker get ready last year? And it's like, the 5-year candle was ending. There was no talk of war. There was no talk of none of that shit. Epstein files got released. There's a lot of shit that they needed to be in place to get the markets moving. But it's like, what is the one thing that you can make motherfuckers take their resources, take their money out of the markets in order to, in a sense, preserve it so that way, they can weather the storm, whatever's coming. And I'm like, in order for buyers to buy, they need sellers. In order for sellers to sell, they need buyers. So I'm like, if these niggas are taking, like the big corporations and big money movers and shit, they're taking their money and making it liquid so they can prepare to buy something, that means they're looking for sellers, right? So if they're looking for sellers, then what does that mean for the people that want to buy? They're saying buy on the dips. Y'all gonna get fucked up, nigga. But y'all gonna get fucked up in the consensus that this game is set up this way. So like I said, I'm looking at this 5-year candle and I'm like, a war started in the first year of the 5-year candle. Now mind you, I started trading and investing and learning how to do trading and investing in 2017, 2018-ish, right? So knowing how to read charts is one thing, but then learning how to read and then apply what you learn to the real world and see how it affects the charts, it comes with time. It comes with experience. It comes with patience. It comes with dedication of consistently doing the same thing. So yeah, while I know how to trade and correlate and do all of these things, it's like certain things on the outside in the external world, I'm now learning how to infuse. And that only comes with time, because there's certain things that you can only see with time. So I'm looking at these 5-year candles, or whatever the case may be, just out of my own speculation. I said, when do we go to war? I was curious. I was like, when do we go to war? And it's like, this could be coincidence. This could be coincidence, but it's usually within the first year of a 5-year candle. And at first I was just speculating it. I wasn't, it just came to me and I said, maybe that's true. Then I said, go research it, because you know how I do. So when I look at when George Bush got elected, you feel me? George Bush got elected in 2000, or whatever the case may be, blah, blah, blah. When George Bush got elected, that was 2000. That was the close and the start of a 10-year candle and a 5-year candle. So low key, we're getting an eclipse, right? So 2001, what happened? September 11th. You feel me? It's like first year of a 5-year candle. Oh, okay. Okay, then. Well, first 2 years, because technically, because if it closes and opens in 2001, 2011, 2000, then 2001 would be the first full year of that candle, or whatever the case may be. So then we go into the second candle. So I'm like, September 11th, 2001, we kind of go to war. Okay, I ain't tripping. It is what it is, right? That's a 5-year candle. Okay, nothing happened, I think, in the next 5 years after that, that I could recall, from that next 5-year time frame, which would have been 2015 and 16. But we did get Hurricane Katrina. That's, we got Hurricane Katrina, around 2015, natural disaster type shit. Lots of money was moved. Levees was broken. Then the next one that I remember, 2000, where are we at? 2005. So now 2010, 11-ish. What do we get? We get H1N1. Not only do we get H1N1 in around 2010, 2011-ish, we also get Obama capturing, I think they killed bin Laden in 2011, right? First 2 years within a 5-year candle. It's just coincidence right now. I don't know. I'm speculating and shit. You feel me? 2020, we get COVID, of course. And then now in 2025, 26, started a 5-year candle and shit. What do we get? We get these niggas go to blow up Iran. And it's like, it never fails that it always comes back to oil. It's like, the underlying thing is oil in some way, shape, or form whenever we go over there. And it's like, oh, you niggas do this. And so I had made this post and was like, the game is rigged, so I'm going to cheat too. The fuck? And that post that I made, it opened up this episode. And I'm drifting off. I'm about to go ahead and cut it. But it opened up this episode because it's like, yes, the game is rigged. And a lot of people will say, well, came on and was like, well, that means that if you gonna cheat the game too, it's then instead of playing by the rules, you lack integrity or whatever the case may be. No. Cheating is wired into the rules. The rules are to cheat. I don't think y'all get that part. So I'm not cheating in the sense that I'm deceiving and being wrong. It's like, no, nigga, the rules of this game are to cheat. And when I look in the market, it's like, oh, they be cheating like a motherfucker because they control the rules. So everything is opposite. So when you learn the rules, then you learn that cheating is built into the game and you realize this is how this motherfucker works. But before we dive heavy into that, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SeenTheGriot. Be sure to check out my website at IamJustSeen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast, not the episode, but the podcast itself. Cash App and PayPal are just fine. And you know the vibes. That's that for this and that's this for that. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into Rigged game. That's corny. I've never used a title like that. That would make no sense like that. We're gonna dive into rigged, the rules of the game. And don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the SoFrail series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Seen about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com. All right. Welcome back. Ow! And without further ado, we're going to get started. And as you can tell, this is going to be a very fluid episode because my intros usually be like 5 minutes. This right here, it went longer because I was already about to go into flow and I had to catch it. But yeah, this game is rigged. We know that. But now we got to understand how it's rigged. And I learned that it's rigged to make money move. First, we got to look at what money is. And it's wild because there's so many rules in the game that makes it rigged. But it's like it's not rigged if these are the rules. Like, this is just how you play the game. You feel what I'm saying? And I wanted to talk about that because a lot of motherfuckers like, yo, you hear people say, well, the billionaires, there's no way you could become a billionaire ethically. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of, like, true indeed, but it's like it's a double-edged sword because they create the systems to make the money move fluidly so that they can accumulate the wealth. It's all imaginary, but they can accumulate the wealth that creates the gap between, wealth and poverty. But it's like, the game is rigged. And let me tell you the foundation that I understood this on. So I study a lot, as y'all know, but I went back and I started looking at like the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the motherfuckers who run the country, the motherfuckers who bought the country, the motherfuckers who run this shit. Like, we be thinking it's the president shit. No, nigga, this shit was gonna happen regardless. Like, I was just talking to a motherfucker and it was like, we wouldn't be at war if Kamala would have been no, we would have been at war. The war was going to happen. It didn't matter who the president was. The war was going to happen. And again, I'm speculating. I could be reaching. You feel me? It's just coincidence if you ask me. But on 5-year candles, we go to war. Learning how to read the markets, I see patterns. I'm like, oh, so we go to war in 5-year candles at the opening of 5-year candles. So I'm like, my bad, phone went off. So I'm like, okay, if we go to war during the opening of 5-year candles, what does that mean? Can we anticipate a war's coming? Now, again, I'm not going to say in the next 5-10 years, that's why they like by 2030, something is supposed to be happening, but I'm not trying to look at it like that. But I'm looking at it like, it's just coincidence. I'm 35. I'll be 36 next month. I'm happy about that. That's why I keep saying it. But I'm 35 now. So I've seen, Desert Storm in 91. I ain't see it, but you feel me? Desert Storm was in 91. And that was a war. You feel me? 5-year candle. Just saying. You feel what I'm saying? Afghanistan, 2000, 2001, I'm just saying. And then, like, when we start adding viruses and shit in there too, like, they also hit on 5-year candles. I'm like, why? And I realized why. It's because they need buyers and they need sellers. They need volume to be moved. These people don't have 1 to 2 shares of stocks. No, they have like 50, they have like millions, like tens of millions, hundreds of millions of shares that they have to unload on people. You feel what I'm saying? So it has to create something that works that way. So it's like when they know that they need to accumulate a whole bunch of wealth in these moments, like COVID was the biggest eye opener that should have been revealed to people. It's like, yo, how did these people make so much wealth and the gap get so wide? You feel me? Because they were trading. I keep telling niggas and shit, motherfuckers, oh, I'm trying to invest for the long term. No, nigga, you need to move when they move, just like that. You feel what I'm saying? But they got his track record where in the opening and the start of 5-year candles, in the beginning of 5-year candles, niggas is moving money. Now, when that 5-year candle falls within the 10-year candle, you get something massive. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I was like, and then also too, within the 2000s, before we even went to war and before the trade centers got hit and everything, we had SARS going around. And then anthrax. There was a lot of shit. Because it's like, if we scare people they take their money. Money's fluid and it's energy, right? And the stock market moves off of human behavior, right? What better way to do that shit? Scare people. You scare motherfuckers and make them think the end is coming and they hoard their money. Why? I don't know. Like, it makes sense, but it don't make sense. Because, like, if the world is coming to an end, what is taking your money out the bank gonna do? You think you gonna be the one survivor that got money, nigga? No. If this shit goes to shit, nigga, what the fuck are you gonna do with your money? You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying leave it in the market. Do your thing. But at the same time, this is how the game is rigged. You feel what I'm saying? So while studying these people, like the Morgans, like I said, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the niggas that went to Jekyll Island. If you get a chance, look up Jekyll Island and understand, like, they had a meeting where this is where they came together to create the United States as the corporation and over the country. So that's why it's like the U.S. dollar never falls and can't die. It's, nigga, we run off people. We run off people, nigga. We don't give a fuck about natural resources, nigga. We got the naturalist resource. The fuck? You feel me? They will go and mine natural resources. They will go and do all the work for the natural. Like, that's why niggas hate the United States. It ain't and that's why the United States needs a military as big as it does. That's why it is the power that it is, because it's like, we can't let you come. Like, people always ask, like, we're going to be shocked when they finally decide to come and attack us. They're never going to come and attack us, right? Every country protects their resources. That's what we go to war for. You feel what I'm saying? The United States, the resource is people. You're not coming over here. You're not coming over here. That's why the World Trade Centers thing was such a thing, because motherfuckers was like, oh, this the first time. Nigga, we did it to ourselves, bro. Like, nigga, we send these motherfuckers over there to create this shit. Like, Israel was created in 1948, bro. Like, that shit's not biblical. Like, that's what's crazy to me, because niggas be like, yo, Israel is in the Bible. Now you got to start wondering, like, how? How? If they just created the shit in 1948 and they've been telling a story about something that's supposed to be 2,000, 6,000 years old, 2,000 to 6,000 years old. They wrote this shit into existence. I tell niggas all the time, it's not prophecy, it's edict. You feel me? So shall it be written, so shall it be done. But again, I'm getting off. You feel me? These motherfuckers decided that we're going to control the country and we're going to do it all people. Like, it's like, yo, we were able to get that much free labor out of slavery from enslaving niggas and shit. Like, okay, Lincoln said, you know what? Like, we got to free the slaves. Now, it looks good on paper. Oh, no, nigga, it's y'all, yo, this is bad for business. Like, so the South is like, no, we're not giving up our free slaves. And they trying to tell the South, look, nigga, it's not about giving up slaves. We have a different level of control now. If we free the people that are enslaved and we give everybody motherfucking jobs, we'll pay them to give the money back to us, dumbass. But if we keep making it free, if we keep giving them free labor and we take, like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all will fuck up the model. South said, well, fuck it. We'll fuck up the model. We rather have free niggas. And the South niggas was kind of slow. Still see it to this day. You know, states like Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, they got low literacy rates. Like, the whole country got low literacy rates. But that's beside the fact. But these niggas said, no, nigga, we got free labor. It's like, no, nigga, listen to me. Listen to me, nigga. This is what the North was saying. Listen to us, nigga. If we can get these motherfuckers to work for us during this industrial, like, we pay them, they pay us back. They give us the money right back, but they multiply it. You feel me? Now we can create, quote unquote, industry. Right? So now, who's above that? It's not the presidents, nigga. It's not the president. It's the people that run the corporations, the people that run the oil companies, the people that control the oil, people that control the manufacturing, people that control the people. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, if we can just make them motherfuckers feel better by working, then we can control them. We can make them feel better by being, quote unquote, educated. We can control them and they'll give their money back to us. So now, we'll put them in a space where now you have to work. So, right, you 8 hours a day, we're going to take 8 hours a day from you, off rip. And then taking these 8 hours a day from us, we're going to start creating things of convenience. Oh, you don't have the time because you got to go to work. So we'll create something to give you your time back. Now you got to pay for it. Genius. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's fucking genius. I get it. Niggas is like, yo, this shit is evil, nigga. Call it what you want. But evil, demonic, it means genius. They may be using their genius in a negative way, but it's positive for them because they're not violating the laws of the universe. That's why niggas be like, yo, why don't they ever get punished? Because they never take away your free will. They just make using your free will so difficult by giving you convenience. You feel me? If the washing machine was never fucking created, nigga, nobody would buy clothes. And it's like, well, how does that even connect? Because, nigga, you are not washing the. Look at how many loads we wash a week. You feel what I'm saying? 2, 3, 4 loads. Like, how much clothes do we wear? There was a time when you would wear the same thing for like a week straight, or that would be your only outfit. And that means you're washing it one time. You feel me? Now you got to wash this bitch by hand. You got a whole washing board that you got to wash this bitch by hand. Of course, I'm only going to have one outfit and I'm going to wash my sheets. That's it. But then they created the washing machine. They created the dryer. You feel me? Because we're going to be able to give you more time to work for us. We're not going to tell you that, but we're going to give you more time. Now, when you start to realize, yeah, you'll have more time, now you'll come and you'll pay for your enslavement. Why? Because you look at your enslavement and say, you know what? I like this convenience. I'm going to go make more money. So now I'm going to go get educated. Oh, now we're going to pay tuition rates. We're going to make you pay for school now. We're going to start. Now we're taking out trades. It's a lot of factors that make the rules of this game work in order to make the money flow the way they need it to flow. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm staying on topic. I got to set the motherfucking scene. So that's the shit with the South. It was, nigga, let the motherfuckers go. So now Abraham Lincoln gets the good press. Because it's like, now they think we freedom. No, nigga, we enslaved you a different way. That's why it's like we're also going to create, the 13th Amendment? We're going to create the 13th Amendment that if you're a criminal, you can go back into enslavement. Okay, cool. Now we're going to create a poverty gap. Why? Because we know you niggas going to want convenience. You feel me? And when you want convenience, you're going to work for the convenience that you have. And then if you can't afford the convenience, you steal it. We can put you right back in enslavement. Nigga, it's easy. It's easy. The game isn't rigged. The game is rigged, but the rules are to cheat. You feel me? The rules of this game are designed. This cheating is written into the game. And every time somebody cheats differently, it changes. So I'm saying that because I was watching the documentary on the stock market and how things changed. Now, before it became digital and shit, it was all paper. So these motherfuckers, I forgot who they were, but they had inflated a stock. They did a pump, and this was the first pump and dump ever done. They inflated the stock, made people, and they just started printing shit off. And it was valueless. You feel me? But it caused the stock market and caused regulators to come in and say, y'all can't be doing this and shit. So certain facets got in. But early, the Wild Wild West, shit, nigga, anything goes. Until the rules are corrected to say, okay, let's adjust this because you niggas cheating. Yeah, the whole system is designed to cheat, but you niggas cheating into cheating. Like, you can't add extra cheating, so we got to adjust the shit. That's how the Bernie Madoff shit happened. A lot of these things are now being cracked down because it's like, we are cheating the game, but at the same time, we're cheating it right. You can't out-cheat us and shit. Like, the fuck, we made this motherfucker. So like I said, I'm looking at all of this and they setting the tone. So now we get the Industrial Revolution after the enslavement and shit, Jim Crow, all these different things. They're realizing that we have a lot more power than we give credit for. All we have to do is give people money. Now that's when the celebrity came in. We create people that look like, okay, you're one in a million. Like, no, nigga, you're just an ordinary person too. They just happen to prop you up and now they put money in there. So now the celebrity creates the gap. That's where you can get the advertising. That's where you can get the endorsements. That's where you get all of this shit because it's like, you're going to do this. Fast forward to today. Now it has changed it to influencer because now we're in a digital age and shit. It's still a celebrity. It's like, all of it's the same game. You feel me? All of it's the same game. It's designed to make money move. You feel me? It's designed to make money move fluidly, according to the moon, according to the stars or whatever. So, I'm sorry, I'm excited. I love this episode. So as we're looking more and more into how they set this shit up, you have the meeting at Jekyll Island. Fucking Rockefeller said, you know what? I don't want a nation of thinkers. I need a nation of workers, motherfucker. So I'm going to do this education system. I'm going to tell y'all what y'all got to be educated with. I'm going to make sure, like, again, the game is rigged, but the game is rigged. And you can cheat. But if you know the rules of the game, it ain't cheating because cheating is written into the rules. I can guarantee a job if I educate you. I can guarantee you to work for me if I educate you because I know what I need you to do. I'm going to make sure that you don't think, but I'm going to make sure you feel like you're thinking because you got an education. Nah, nigga, now all y'all think the same. Now I don't have to worry about anything. Y'all are just compliant. And if you're not, there's a prison for you. You feel what I'm saying? If you can crack the code, break the rules, there's a fucking prison for you in some way, shape, or form. You're going to stay enslaved to us. Either you're going to be in debt or you're going to be in shackles, but you're enslaved. You feel what I'm saying? So they created that and they wanted that. Now, how I was able to make all of this connection, for one, studying that shit, but playing Monopoly. I grew up playing Monopoly. I love Monopoly. That's one of my favorite games. I will bust your motherfucking ass in Monopoly. I just took an L. I took one of my first L's in Monopoly what was it, over the holidays, over the Christmas holidays, because like I always whoop everybody ass. I lost this game. I lost and I was mad because for one, it wasn't even the same Monopoly, nigga. It was the motherfucking wicked version of Monopoly and shit. So we ain't even had the same money. We had little coins and it wasn't even the same amount. So I'm playing it like I play regular Monopoly, but this shit ain't got the same value. But anyway, I digress. I lost anyway, but I whooped niggas ass in Monopoly. That's one of my favorite games. I play Monopoly so much. I play Monopoly like motherfuckers play chess. Like I'm that strategic with the shit. But it was like as I learned Monopoly, when I started learning about the railroads that they have and the different, I said, oh, this is real shit. Yeah, it's based off of the whole North. You feel me? Between New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, that small area is what Monopoly is based off for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The low income areas like Mediterranean and Baltic area, like those were real places that were like poverty stricken and shit. It's wild. Boardwalk and Park Place, like all of that shit is fucking real. They were real moments and real experiences and shit. They made a game out of it. And it's like, oh, y'all doing this in real life? Y'all are doing this? Yeah, you buy the land. You renovate it. You make sure that when people come to you, like they're anytime somebody comes to something that you own, they have to pay you for it. Like that's the psychology of what Monopoly represents, and that's the psychology that told the story of what it is that they're doing in real time. You feel what I'm saying? So, spinning it all back, it just so happens that major events in the world happen on 5-year candles. And I was like, I'm getting over like. And I just went back from the timeline that I was born on. But go back to when, like the Great Depression, I want to say started in like 1933. But that's all that is a pullback or changing market turn. Recessions are pullbacks. If you fuck with Master in the Market, and if gone through it or whatever, even know the market's a little bit. Recessions are pullbacks. Depressions are market turns. So when you have a recession, buyers are still in control, but you're getting a pullback. You feel me? And what does that make people do? Oh, we're going to stop spending. Not only do we stop spending, now we start hoarding our cash. Now we start pulling our cash out of the stock market, which makes it go down. So larger players are like, all right, we're getting a pullback. Now, when you have a depression, the entire market changes and now they're selling. The larger players are selling. And who are they selling to? Late fucking buyers who can't afford this shit. So it's like, we don't give a fuck if we bankrupt you. We don't give a fuck. You should know how to play the game. Well, how was I supposed to learn the game if it ain't no rules? There are rules. You just got to learn them. We don't write them down. We just infuse them with everything we do. And it's on you to be able to be well connected enough with the information to connect the dots and say, this is a motherfucking game. Yes, this is a motherfucking game. And in that, this is why one of the things that I was mentioning was that if you're looking at it from the perspective of it being a game, you have to realize that the game is flipped. So spinning it back to current times with the market, I set the scene with what happened back then as to why it was set up this way to what's currently happening now. So the quote unquote titans of that time, Rockefeller, Morgan. Rockefeller is responsible for oil. Oil, nigga. So when you know that the nigga's responsible for oil, what industries does he have his hand in? Aviation, automotive, motherfucking, and he created the monopoly without it looking like monopoly. By controlling oil, now I'm going to make sure that every vehicle needs to have oil. We're making run on gas. The fuck? So now I can control that industry my way. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody sees me at the top because now I have created sister companies or whatever the case may be that they call them. And nobody's gonna question that I own it all because I own oil. Now I make sure that all of these industries need oil. Aviation, the military, when they started creating the jets and shit, like, you need oil, nigga. The fuck? That's why there's a direct correlation. Fast forward to today, what do they have when they went over to fight these motherfuckers in Iran? It's, hey yo, we want the oil. Like, everybody be thinking it's the central bank, nigga. It's deeper than that. It's all of it together. Because now when you look at that titan, which is Rockefeller, and I'm not saying titans in the sense that there's some great people. I'm just speaking in, the positioning that they have in the markets or whatever the case may be. So if you look at the Rockefellers, right, they got oil on Smash. Everywhere they're going to find out where you stay and act like we got some oil. Now they got the military. You feel me? Because they're going to protect. their resources. Not only that, they're gonna go and steal more resources. So that's the side that they got. JP Chase Morgan, we got banking. So we're gonna let motherfuckers put their money in where we are. Now we're gonna grow their money by selling it. We're gonna borrow, we're gonna hold their money and then then lend it back to them and make us pay. Like, think about the psychology in this shit and how crazy it is. You're gonna give us your money, and in turn, it's gonna serve as collateral for you to buy money from us. That's all loans are. You're buying money. I know it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's why motherfuckers is weird. It ain't weird, but I get it. Motherfuckers like, yo, I got good credit. I got enough credit to get this. Like, you have enough credit to buy more money. That should let you know the illusion of money right there. Like, you can buy more money. You go to work so that you can buy more money with the money that you're working for. That's wild when you really think about it, but that is the game. The game is rigged because these are the rules. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to work. You're building your credit so you can buy more money. And at the core of it is like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm getting auto loans. You're buying more money to buy shit. This is why one of the things that goes hand in hand with the stock markets is the consumer report. Why is there no producer report? Because the stocks themselves are the producer report. The markets themselves are the producer's report. Am I producing something that makes people wants to consume? When we say we got 7 deadly sins and shit, right? And motherfuckers be like, gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins. People think gluttony is only food. No, gluttony is excessive consumerism. It's excessive consumption. How do you get somebody hooked to consuming? You make it convenient for them. You work 8 hours a day. You're not going to have time to go get food. You're not going to have time to eat. So we're going to make it convenient for you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make it so convenient for you that you can just go get it. Why? We're going to make something close to your job. Like, this is a science, bro. I was just making another post where I was saying, I said, what did I say? I said, we're in the rat race as lab rats. Like, we say it all the time. Like, we never make the distinction that it's talking about us. Like, we'd be like, yo, this is the rat race. I got to get out of the rat race. But you're also a lab rat. You feel what I'm saying? This shit is a web. This shit is a game. So now, when you look at just that, the working side, and then now it's like, okay, now we're going to build food. So now, Rockefeller, not only did he have oil on Smash, he said, you know what else I want to have? Health, nigga. I'm going to buy the American Cancer Society, and I'm going to buy the American Cancer Society and American Medical Association, and I'm going to make them teach what I want them to teach. So now I can run two things concurrent. I can make them sick, and I can, you know what I'm saying? But nobody knows it's me. We think the healthcare system is just what it is. Nah, because if the healthcare system really fucking worked, if the healthcare system was really about health and healing people, they would lobby against fast food restaurants, but they can't because those things keep them in business. It's all business at the end of the day. It ain't personal. It's business. And when you understand that the depths of business, it's like, yo, there's cheating is written in the rules of business. The entire country is a business. Get that. Understand that. So everything is applied within the markets. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, we're going to build wealth off making them buy money from us and give them. It's wild how many ways they get paid off of niggas, bro. Look, they make you go to work to earn a check, to go put in the banks. All right? You put the money in the banks. They loan the money out to other people. Even you. You feel me? They loan the money out, right? You buy money. You take your money to buy more money that you have to pay back, to buy things, to go and buy more money, to go and work for more money, to buy more money. You feel me? Now, the whole time, it's like you're giving money and now we're trading it on a bigger scale. So now it's like, if I wanted, let's say this. I'm going to put it in stock terms to understand, so you can understand how bigger players work. If I need 1 million shares of something, but I have no liquid, right? Liquid is what they call cash and shit. It's wild how everything is related to water. Money, currency, liquid. It's all fluid. That means that should let you know that shit is designed to flow at all times. Banks, river banks, like it's designed to flow at all times, and a bank is designed to hold the flow. You feel what I'm saying? So check it. They don't want to call them damn, so they call them banks. So we're making sure that, okay, I need 1 million shares, but I don't have the capital to get 1 million shares. So I'm going to get people to put their money into the bank for me to buy these 1 million shares. I'm going to give them a piece. This is the most disrespectful shit ever. It's like, oh, we'll give you 1.9% APR. APR is the annual percent yield, my nigga. In a year's time, your money is going to make 1.9%. Nigga. Now that incentivizes motherfuckers because it's like, yo, now you got to save. And the more you save, the more you get. No, nigga, how much are you getting off my money? Don't worry about that, nigga. When we move this money in the market, we going to make 15 to 20% a day. A day, nigga. A day. 15 to 20% on trillions of dollars, bro. That's why it's like people are like, yo, how can the United States be $32 trillion in the debt and still be running and shit? Because you're paying for it. See, this is the thing about debt. We talk about the United States debt. How many times, really ask this question, really sit and ask this question in real fucking time and sit with it for a second. How many times have you ever heard what United States net worth is? You know what their debt is. We know that we're 32 trillion. Well, what is the net worth? Because does the debt really matter when you have a positive net? Like, does the debt really matter when your debt is tied into your net worth and it's positive? You dig what I'm saying? Everybody looks at the debt part and it's like, oh, because the consumer only knows debt. The consumer doesn't really pay attention to net worth. You feel what I'm saying? Not like that anyway. So what is the United States net worth? Nobody knows. That's why it's like, yo, how the fuck can y'all niggas keep printing money? Because our net worth is positive. Fuck how much in debt we are. Our net worth is positive. But nobody knows our net worth is positive. That's why we don't give a fuck about making a $1.7 million rocket when we got motherfuckers starving. We don't give a fuck. Those starving niggas ain't gonna be the ones that keep this money, keep this net worth positive. So again, we're $32 trillion in debt as a country. But what's our net worth? Now, because like I said, people hear the debt part and be like, oh, nigga, there can't be that like the average person who would be in debt, that you can't possibly have a positive net worth like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, you have to look at it like that. Because now when you look at the Titans, again, I'm using them as Titans not to, glorify them or give a level of importance to them, if that makes sense. But I'm using it to say, okay, like, nigga, they run this shit. I'm not mad at them for running this shit. You feel me? If I could run this shit, I'd run this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not as a president or no shit like that. If I had the capital to do this shit, I can't say that I wouldn't. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be eating kids. I wouldn't be sacrificing babies. I wouldn't do none of that shit. Like, that's not, no. I don't mean it in that regard. But I mean it in the sense like, nigga, if you can manipulate all of these people to buy into your dream and your vision, that's what we all do. That's what we're all striving to do in some way, shape, or form. We just get mad at the motherfuckers who did it. And we get mad at the motherfuckers who do it. But we don't pay attention to the game that they playing. Because they're playing a game with us. Like this is a game. Go back to the rat race and shit. Like, not only are we hamsters on a wheel, so to speak, but we're in a rat race as lab rats. Everything is a constant experiment. So this is what I was talking about when Rockefeller bought the American Medical Association and shit. And he bought the American Cancer Society. You know, and from there, now you get the pharmaceuticals. And when did all of this shit happen? In the early 1900s? When did the Spanish flu hit? 1918. You feel me? Then you have pharmacies boom up, Walgreens and all these different places. Pharmacy started to become a thing. Because it's like, oh, we'll make you sick, sell you the cure, sell you the treatment. You feel me? We're not going to cure your dumb ass. Like, the fuck? Because we're not even going to tell you what the fuck is making you sick. We're going to tell you this shit is hereditary. We ain't lying. We just ain't telling you the truth. Because it is hereditary, but it's not hereditary that it's in your genetics. It's hereditary in the sense that your family keeps doing this same habit. Like, I use this example all the fucking time, and it drives the point home. Like, when people be like, yo, women be like, yo, you got breast cancer in your family. If you have breast cancer in your family and you're not related to other people who have breast cancer, then what is breast cancer? If you have prostate cancer and other people that aren't related to you have prostate cancer, then how is it in your family? Like, do you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard, But it is hard when you aren't able to understand what it is that they saying because they structure it in a way in which you can't read it. Go back to the first episode, 54%. It's easy to keep niggas sick. And then you tie in the convenience and shit. Motherfuckers don't think. Motherfuckers ain't gonna read. Motherfuckers would rather listen to an audiobook than actually read a real one. Ain't nothing wrong with reading audiobooks. I'm all for it. Like, technically, my podcast is an audiobook when you really think about it. If I converted it to words and shit, it could be an audiobook. Several audiobooks. But at the same time, when you really think about that, like, when you're hearing it, do you know the words that you're hearing? Do you not know how to spell them? Like, no, niggas don't know the difference between there, and there, my nigga. The game is systemized and it works fluidly. Like, if you don't know the difference between there, and there, you feel what I'm saying? You're going to struggle knowing what a colonoscopy is. Yeah, you know that it's a thing that goes into your ass to look around in your intestines and shit. But if you don't know the difference between there, and there, how you going to understand biological science? How the fuck you going to understand medical science? How the fuck you going to understand judicial science? How you going to understand politics, which is the art and science of government? Nigga, you don't know the difference between there, and there. But it's a game. We're going to make sure that we play this game and it's always going to work in our favor. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just plug and play. So he buys all of these things. You know, JP Chase Morgan got the banks. I forgot who had the railroads. But the railroads for transportation, like, they began to expand their shit. The banking system, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to go through. That's why it's like, yo, we got a central bank. That's why everybody's like, they're saying, okay, we need a central bank. It's always going to be central bank and oil. It's always going to be the central banks and the oils and shit, because it's like, we're trying to get everybody to have a central bank. Now, a lot of people are looking at it like, okay, they want to have one currency and all of this. They're still going to trade, nigga. That's what you don't get. Like, that's how their wealth is. Like, people be thinking that they're just going to bypass and do away with all of the currencies. We're going to have one unified currency under the New World Order. They won't, and they can't, because they can't trade anymore. I can't trade you $1 for $1, bro. You feel me? And it'll be stupid to trade you $1 for $5. Now, if I can convince you to trade $1 for $5, then it's cool. But then, if I create a product and I create a service, I can trade you $1 for $5. That's called commerce. That's called commerce, nigga. Like, really think about that shit. Like, on paper, if I came to you and said, yo, I got $30 right now, right? I'll give you this $30 for $100. What you gonna look at me and say? Bitch, you dumb. I got $100. Why would I give you $100 for $30? Right? I take $30 and I produce something that you can't produce. Now I sell it to you for $100. Same shit. Same shit. It sounds good. It sounds different because it's like, now it's quality, all of this shit. Oh, no. I'm paying for the service. Yeah, you're paying for the service. But in essence, you traded $30 for $100. I mean, you traded $100 for $30. That's trading. That's the power of trading. I got to convince you that the dollar amount that I'm putting into this is worth you giving me far more without knowing it. It's the game. Like I said, it don't sound like that when you actually put a product to the shit. But then you have producers and consumers. Now, as a motherfucker who's produced, you feel me? Like, for example, when I look at So Frail, let's look at the So Frail series. I say for all 3 books, let me see, it's 12, 20, 44. So it'd be $44 for all books. All books, right? I'm literally coming to you and saying, everybody that I'm trying to sell a book to, everybody that I'm marketing to, whatever the case may be, if I'm trying to get them to buy a full series, I'm saying, I want to give you 3. I want to give you. I started off as a bad example, but I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna get it right because it's dependent upon how much money I put into it. Let me see. So Frail is basically my life experience. You feel me? But then it's like, it comes from reading, studying, learning things about different masculinities and shit like that. So on one side of it, it's like, I'm putting in X amount of dollars to ask one person for 44. Right? So now when I look at all of the books that I read and shit like that, let me see. Prior to So Frail and the experience, I just round it off as a ballpark figure, right? My one-time experience to put in everything to gain from the living and just the books that I read and everything, let's say $2,000. It took me $2,000 to write So Frail 1, 2, and 3. I'm asking you to give me $45 for it. So on paper, it's like, I'll trade you $2,000 for 44. Would you do it? Average motherfucker, yeah, I'll do that shit. That's it makes sense. I will give you this $44 if you give me 2,000. Now, because it's no longer the money for the money, and there's now buffers in it called products, it doesn't look like that anymore. So now when I go to this person and say, I'll give you $2,000 for $44, they'll give it to me. They think they got a steal. That's what they call it. Oh, I got a steal. I got a deal. Huh. So you think. Now, I'm going to take the same $2,000 that I just gave you and give it to another motherfucker. I don't have to go over $2,000 anymore. And it's the same $2,000. It doesn't change. And I'm getting $44 for every person. You feel me? If they buy the whole set. I'm using this as an example. All right. $44. So as I'm giving them this $44, it's accumulating for me. Now, to the other side of that, something like Master the Market took me experience. Took me more experience than actually, hands-on. And I lost quite a bit. But at the same time, to sell the course for $3.99. I'm giving you. Now it's like, and this is where you have to get the value. It's like when I looked at everything that I learned and everything, my course can be valued at $3,000. But I'm saying I'm going to give it to you for $400. Now, people will look at that and say, that's a steal. You're going to give me $2,000 and all I have to do is give you $400? Yeah. That makes total sense. Like, you think that you got over on me. You feel what I'm saying? Until a product is in place. That's what business is. That's what production is. That's how consumerism is. That's how consumerism is lost in this space. Because a lot of people aren't paying attention to it. They're literally not seeing what's happening with that. You feel what I'm saying? They're looking at it like, okay, I'm going to buy this for this amount of money. Not realizing that, let's flip it. If it took you $2,000 to create this product and you're selling it to me for this amount, it's like I could take that same $2,000 and just have it and have my 400. You're right. You can. Go do it. No, because it's going to take time. It's going to take resources. It's going to take a mind that I don't have. The mind that you have to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So now again, on paper, when we look at certain shit, we go into it and we say, hey, I'm going to sell this to you. I'm going to give you this amount of money for that amount of money. And when you get to a space when you don't know that that's what it is about, that's when you start to devalue your shit. And again, I'm gonna use myself as an example. So it's like when I'm giving discounts on SoFrel, Master the Market and Hitting It Raw program and all of this other shit. When I'm giving these discounts, it's like you're devaluing yourself. But it's like you're in a space where consumers are only going to consume of that. It's like if you don't know the worth of what it took for you to actually do this, put everything in a monetary perspective. Your money is time. You feel me? However long it took you. So now when I look at, let's say Hitting It Raw, like Hitting It Raw, the book is $4.99. It's a $4.99 ebook. You feel what I'm saying? How much did I pay to make Hitting It Raw? I had to get an undergrad. I had to get my bachelor's degree in forensic biology. I had to go to med school. Then I had to study herbs. I had to study plant-based nutrition. I had to study a lot of shit to write that book. Not only write it in such a way, and then I have to experience life lingo and being a way to simplify the shit. There's a lot of things that I had to go in at, and I'm giving it to you for $5.99. I'm taking the short end of the stick regardless. A lot of people don't get that. So it's like when I'm like, I can't move on my prices. Oh, you can. I'll just go find. You can't. You're not going to find the person that put the money in that I put in to actually be able to sell this. You feel what I'm saying? So now when we look at the production, that's how a part of the game is set up. So I'm saying that because now I want to get back. I just wanted to put that in perspective to say that's really what it boils down to. Take the product out of the way. It's saying I'm going to give you this particular amount of money for that particular amount of money. That's what trading is. You feel me? We now put buffers in between trading so you don't know that it's trading anymore. Every transaction you make is a trade. That's what makes it worse because a lot of people don't know that they're trading. Every time you go to Walmart and you buy the Gain, you buy some laundry detergent, whatever the case may be, and you buy it for $16, whatever. You're saying, I'm going to give you $16 for this. How much did it go into it? So now this is why you get mass production, because it's like, I make this particular product and I'm going to sell it. So now it's like, people say, how much money did I put in? They focus like this. How much money did I put in for it? Now I have to mark the price up because I got to make something back. I can't just be making shit for free. You feel what I'm saying? Because now I get the short end of that stick. You feel me? And that's why I'm looking at it from this perspective. Like, this is why you have that hole, because it's like, when people look at mastering the market, or I'm gonna use Hitting Raw. When people use the Hitting Raw ebook, they're like, it's all 100% profit. It is technically, but at the same time, I still had to pay for that. And there's a lot of books that have to be sold in order for them to make that work, make that close. But at the same time, once you get the product, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You learn how to brand, you learn how to market, you learn how to advertise it, you learn how to cater to the consumer. You can run it as long as you want, for as long as you need. And what you had to pay is already done. What you had to pay is already done. So every day you have to look at it like that. When you go to Walmart, you're trading, let's say it's, I don't know what day you guys do, whatever you do. Let's say you need some cleaning supplies, right? And you get some detergent, some laundry detergent, some fabric softener, let's say some Pine Sol, some Lysol, some motherfucking a motherfucking mop bucket and shit. You're saying, this is how much it took for you to produce this. I'm going to trade you for that. The production and the producing part is the convenience. Like, I don't have anything but time. I don't have anything to trade you but time. And we don't even realize that part, because it's like, I don't have anything to trade you but time. Because now it's like, when you consider how much you work, whether it be hour by the hour, or you have, okay, I'm salary down, I guess. You're still working by the hour. It's still the amount of time that you got to pay. You feel me? You make $100,000 a year. That's $274 a day, right? That's $274 a day. If something comes, I'm going to round down to round up. Let's say that from that $274, 2 days, right? Working 2 days, you'll make what? $500, right? You got to buy a tire. You got to buy tires. Tires ain't 500, so that's a bad example. You got to buy tires. So it's like, I'm giving you 16 hours of time. Let's say tires are 500 or whatever. I'm giving you 16 hours of time for 4 tires, because I'm giving you $500. Now, how much production? What goes into that to make you say, yo, you have to give me $500 for these tires, because of the rubber I got to create, the molding that I got to make, the threads, the certain things systems I got to put within the tires to make sure the water splashes out and you don't hydroplane and all this. There's a lot of things that got to go into the technology of this shit. That's why it's $500. So you have to give me, I'm going to trade you this $500 for your $500. Because that's where the value is. It's like, this is now, because of everything that I put in, this is now worth $500. And you have $500. So we're going to trade 500 for 500. It just doesn't look like 500 for 500 anymore, because it's a product and a dollar. But then even deeper than that, it's like, you're giving me 16 hours of time. How much time did it take me to make these tires? Because that's what I'm giving you too. Time is money. Money is fluid. All of this shit flows, but it's all a game. So now, when I create this education system, when I create this banking system, when I create the stock market, when I create industry, when I create products, and I create consumerism, I create a game. I'm doing a dramatic pause with that, because I need y'all to really sit with that. Because now we're going to get into why trading is important, because I'm creating a game. Like, we look at it as, oh, this is so sinister. These are monsters. These are all of this shit. Call it what you want. This is a game. This is a game. And it's a game that you don't know how to play. And they make sure you don't know how to play it. Because now when you're looking at the charts, everything is the opposite for what it is. You feel what I'm saying? We like, oh, the markets are going up, so buy. Who are you buying from? The markets are going down, it's crashing. You're selling? Who are you selling to? You see what I'm saying? When you see the markets crash, you should start focusing on buying. When you see the markets rise, you should start focusing on selling. We flip-flop it. Why? Because this is what I talk about in Mastering the Market. Psychology of it all. They make the colors green and red for a reason. Green means go, red means stop. They psychologically wired you to the shit. So he's like, what way can we get motherfuckers to get involved in this shit so we could dump it off on them without having to worry about getting caught? Because they don't know the rules of the game. They try to apply what they don't like. This is something that humans do as a whole. Like, it's like you hear so much and you're told so much that you think that's what you know. I was just talking to somebody about this. I was like, do you really know what you know, or do you know what you're told? Because if you only know what you know, if you only know what you're told, you can only see what you've been shown. If nobody's ever shown it to you, you don't see it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like we have that childlike naivety where it's like a child who asks why and doesn't get an answer, they'll fantasize about something. Y'all remember that show Bobby's World? They will fantasize about something and create that reality in their mind. We still do that shit as an adult. But we don't even seek to ask why. We don't even want the question. We just say, if in my mind, this is right. I had a conversation with somebody who was talking about a book that I read called The Millionaire Fastlane. Didn't even read the book. Just looked at the title and said, I already know what that book is about. It's about Get Rich Quick. Did you read the book? No, but I can tell that it's not about Get Rich Quick. It's about playing the game in the fast lane that everybody else is playing in, but knowing how to drive in the fast lane. You feel what I'm saying? But you didn't even read it. So you formulated a reality of what you didn't understand. And you were concrete about that shit. You know how many motherfuckers they get into the markets and say, you know what, I just want to move this money. How is the game played? Well, you buy low and sell high. You think that's it? You buy on the dips when who's in control? You feel me? This is one of the things, this has been one of my biggest selling points in Mastering the Market. And this episode might be a shameless plug. I don't know, but I'm telling y'all about the game only because I'm watching it play out right now. But this is one of my biggest selling points. I'm like, you can only buy on the dips when the sellers have control. When the buyers have control. You can't buy on a dip when the sellers have control because they're selling it. Because that dip you buy on is going to turn into a hit that the sellers capitalize on. You feel what I'm saying? Because when we look at volume, we don't truly understand the depths of what volume represents in the market. You feel me? Because it's like, 1,000 shares just got bought up. You feel me? But did 1,000 people buy one share, or did one person buy 1,000 shares? Concentrated. You feel me? The markets are concentrations in a way. You feel what I'm saying? So as you're looking at the market, and it's like, okay, I just seen this big spike happen, and it's like 40 million shares just got bought. Did one person buy 40 million shares? Or did 40 million people buy one share? And again, nobody's buying one share. I'm being dramatic to show you the extreme because that's how the game is played, because nobody sees that side. So when those 40 million people bought one share, and that person, that larger player who can buy all those 40 million shares in one swoop says, you know what? They just bought all of these shares. So I'm going to let the price go up because they think or I'm going to let the price drop. You feel me? Because 40 million people have one share. One person needs 40 million shares. So let the price come down. I don't want this price. You can't argue with me when you can't sell it. Because it's like, now 40 million people have one share, right? You can't tell me I'll sell it to you for $5. And then so now 40 million people have one share. One person saying I'll sell it to you for $5. Now you have another motherfucker say, I beat that. I'll sell it to you for $4.50. I'll sell it to you for $4.59. I beat that. I'll sell it to you for $3. You see how the price goes down? Nobody can negotiate. Now, when one person controls it all, I'll sell it to you for $7. Now it switches because somebody says, I will buy all of that from you for $5. Well, shit, nigga, I'll buy it for $10. I'll buy it for $30. Yo, fuck what they talking about. I'll buy it for $40. I'll buy it for $50 because it's scarce. Nobody has it but you. But when everybody has it, it goes the other way. You feel what I'm saying? So now when you see the people that's like, okay, this stock is going up, I want to get in now. When the stock starts moving up, understand that it's about to be sold. It's about to be sold off. And now they're just getting people to buy it. To buy it at ridiculously high prices. Because they don't know that it's ridiculously high prices because they don't even know what it was bought at. If I bought 40 million shares at $5 and now somebody says, and now I'm unloading it slow. You feel me? I've already, because I have so many shares, I already made profit. If it goes up a penny, I made profit. But it's not going up a penny. It's going up dollars. So if it goes from $5 to $6, now motherfuckers, oh shit, FOMO, we're missing out. I will take that from 6. I'll buy 100 shares from you for 6. Okay, cool. I got 40 million, nigga. 40 million. So now you got in early while I was dumping off. You got in early. So the price is going up while I'm selling. Do you see the psychology of it? It's backwards. And a lot of people don't get that. The price is going up, but the person who has it all is selling it at a higher price. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when we look at the price going down, it's because a lot of motherfuckers are selling a little bit and nobody wants it. But the motherfucker he's like, I'll take that. Oh, so you gonna sell it to me for 5? Okay, I'll take that. Oh, you gonna sell it to me for 3? I'll take that. You gonna sell it to me for 2? I'll take that. You gonna sell it. It's like as the price is going down, it's the matter of the volume side. But who controls the volume? Who has the bulk of what's being bought? Now, you don't know that when you're reading a chart per se, because you have to have experience and understand other mechanics to the shit. But you're not looking at it like that. But do you see how that makes sense? If one motherfucker has 40 million shares versus 40 million motherfuckers having one share, who dictates the price? If everybody's selling this shit, you telling me, and this is how, unfortunately, this is how black businesses fail. This is why black businesses fail so bad. And it's written into the design of the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what integration was about. That's all. Because it's like, we're not going to teach you what commerce really is. We're not going to teach you this shit. Like, we're going to send you to business school. Would you really say business school is working if businesses aren't thriving the way they're supposed to? Because business misses the component. Because this is why every business that you have, if you're going to start a business, you have to learn how to trade. Because what they do is, that's why they like, when you say, okay, this particular company has reached a certain point, now they're publicly traded now. That's their next step. I reached a point of proficiency where I have to be publicly traded to offset things. So when I'm losing, when Target gets a boy, like, how is Target still standing? How is Target still standing? They're like, yo, we boycotting. They're losing money. So you think. They're losing money on paper. Goes back to what I was talking about, the US dollar being $32 trillion on what's their net worth? Because, yeah, you're not spending the money. And now the shares are being, distributed because the motherfuckers are selling, but somebody's still buying this shit. Somebody's still buying this shit. Not only are they buying it while the people are dumping it off, because it's like, now we know. Now we're going to get a little bit into options and put options. Now we know because you motherfuckers are selling this shit. The 40 million people that have one share, they're selling this shit. Oh, we're going to put the put options on this motherfucker. We're going to bet that it's going to go down. How do we know that it's going to go down? Because it's not enough volume. It's not enough concentrated volume. The volume's diluted. Yeah, it's still 40 million, nigga. It's still 40 million shares, but it's 40 million shares distributed against 40 million motherfuckers. These niggas are going to argue over the price. Somebody's going to try to beat the next person. Like I was saying, when it comes to the black businesses and shit, this is one thing that, like, yo, give me a discount. No. We got to stop. We can't. But because people think, they know commerce and shit. Now you're talking to consumers about commerce. And they're like, yo, this is too expensive for me. Okay, get the fuck on. Like, this ain't for you. Go find, I can get it cheaper somewhere else. Do that. Please do. That's what separates good business from bad business. Because what we'll do is we got to get that customer. So we devalue our shit. Now, what have they done? Now, word of mouth is one of the best marketing tools, but it can also be the most damaging tool to your actual business model. Because if I give you word of mouth, I gave it to you for $35. Now, my shit is $90. I gave it to you for $35. You're going to go tell the next person, oh, I only got it for $35. Why he get it for $35 and I got to pay $90? All right, I'm going to give it to you for $35. Now I'm negative. Now I'm going to start being negative. My value goes down. Just like a stock. My value goes down because if I keep selling it at a lower and lower price, nobody's going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to expect me to give it at a lower price. So now when it does, when it's at the price it's supposed to be, I can't raise it. Because there's going to be people bragging about, yeah, well, I got it when I got it for like 35. I got it for like 50. I got it for like this. Quick tangent. That was one of the things that was something that I really had to come to terms with for my own self. Because I was giving Mastering the Market out. Mastering the Market, like I said, is a $2,000 course. I dropped it down to $400. I'm going to leave it at that because these are the parts of the things that I came with, you know what I'm saying, over time. But it was like when I was giving discounts for, flash sale for $25, quick sale for this, because I'm studying the business models and shit that I'm studying, and the people that I'm studying and shit like that. It's like, oh, yo, y'all are selling to people in poverty. I'm not looking for impoverished people no more. Like, I get it. So you have to give that discount. Like, people don't even realize how much they're in poverty when they get discounts. And they capitalize on them. It's like, you got a good deal or whatever the case may be, but yet it's backwards because I can only cater to you that way. I have to devalue what I'm doing because this is what you can afford. All you keep hearing is get into the markets. But do you trade or do you invest? Should you do stocks, Forex, crypto, or NFTs? My personal answer is not a single one if you don't know how to read a chart. Without knowing how to read a chart, you end up giving all your money to those who do. Do you know what a candle is? Do you know the pocket of activity? Do you know the difference between market direction and market control? If you answer no at least once, you might want to learn how to read a chart first. Learning how to read a chart will let you know if you should trade or invest and if you should do stocks, Forex, crypto, and or NFTs. It will also let you know if this is even for you or not. So visit IamJustSeen.com to learn how to read charts with my Mastering the Market course, ebooks, and webinars today. The world is changing. The question is, will you adapt with it? You feel me? And people look at it like that. They'll say, I'll go somewhere cheaper. The fuck? Why is it never the other way? I'll go somewhere more expensive. Because it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, why do you apply that same logic to the markets? You see the price going up and you're saying, I'll buy it because it's more expensive. Nigga, what? Does that really make sense to you? You feel me? If in a regular, like sit with that. Like, I'm not trying to shit on you because if this is something that you do, this is what you do. But it's in real time. If you're looking at a product, right? Anything. And you say, you know what? Like, let's say you go to Walmart, go back to the detergent thing. Let's say you go to Walmart and you get some detergent for $15, $16. Are you going to look at that price and say, fuck that? That shit's too cheap. I'm going to go buy it for $20. Why? Does that really make sense to you? It don't do it. It don't at all. But yet, niggas will hit the markets. They'll look at Apple, say, Apple's currently at $275. Okay, cool. What was the low? It don't matter. Apple is at $275 and it's growing. It's going to be $280. It's about to be $290. I don't know the price of Apple. I'm just muttering out numbers. Motherfuckers seen that it was at $275 and it shot up to $300. And they said, I'm going to buy it now. Why you ain't buy it at $275? The fuck? You feel me? The game is rigged this way. Why? Because you see the color green, nigga. And when you see the green, green means go. So you're like, I'm missing out. Let me get in. Why would you buy something that was originally at $275 for $300? It don't make sense at all. But the game is rigged and wired this way because the cheating is in the game. And like, as you hear me breaking it down, it's not cheating. Niggas just don't know what they're looking at. Niggas don't know what they're reading. You feel what I'm saying? So back to the example, when the prices are dropping, and hold on, I'm gonna finish the thought that I was making. So when I was giving my prices and shit, like, but then when it went up for like $400 and shit, motherfucker, I just wait till the next discount. Oh, you ain't getting in Master the Market no more. I meant that shit at the end of the last year. I said, I'm not dropping prices anymore. I have people right now who's like, I missed it. So it's never going back down again. And this episode is the validation for that. So you can hear it and be like, oh, I get, now that makes sense why. I'm not looking, it's not for that side of me. It's like, I've stopped the business from that perspective because I started to look at why are businesses failing? Why are small businesses failing? Because there's something wrong with that. You feel what I'm saying? And it's because you keep trying to cut costs. You keep trying to save and give things for people that you're trying to build up. You don't have the luxury of that. Now, how do you have the luxury to stand on it if it's like nobody's going to support it? So I got to keep, so I can get reviews now. Like I said, in the reviews that you're getting, they're also telling you, yeah, I paid this amount. Well, why are you charging me more? Don't even start with that. Go ahead and go straight to the motherfuckers for the price that you want. Fuck them other people, bro. And I'm not even going to say respectfully on that. Fuck them other people, bro. I'm telling you, I've learned the hard way with this shit. You feel me? I've learned the hard way with this shit. Because in addition to that, those same motherfuckers that got in for the low, they didn't even finish the fucking material. They keep telling me, oh, I should have got in. Oh my gosh, I should have finished your course. You're right. You should have finished it when I started it. When you got it 3-4 years ago. Now, oh my gosh, the markets are really doing everything you said. You thought I was bullshitting when I wasn't. The problem was you didn't realize that this is how difficult the game was. Every time they log in, they're like, but you're talking about Forex. I know. If you understand Forex, it'll translate to the stocks. If you finish the course and stop worrying about just being the first week, you'll get that. Consumerism. People want convenience. I don't sell you convenience. in any way, shape, or form. With Hitting the Raw course, a lot of people are like, yo, where are the recipes at? I'm not giving you recipes. I'm not giving you recipes. I'm giving you all of the resources to be creative with your, like, you want everything handed to you. You feel me? That's why you know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Shout out to Jay-Z. You feel me? You know the price of everything and the value of nothing. And that's what makes this shit so bad. Because they wrote that into the game. So now it's like, you're going to go pay. I want to pay for what's cheap. I want to pay for what I can afford, what's cheap. So now when niggas come into the stock market, this is one of my favorite things about the market, especially when it comes to penny stocks. Like, I be telling niggas and shit, I'm like, there's a difference between cheap and low. You niggas need to understand that. Y'all so busy buying cheap shit, you don't know how to identify a low price. And in addition to that, when you see something expensive, you don't know how to identify a high price. You feel what I'm saying? They teach us that luxury because of luxury and shit. Like, oh, this is a luxury vehicle. Nigga, that's a fucking Camry with an L on it. No, this is a Lexus. Bitch, it's a Camry with an L on it, nigga. No, this is a Lexus. It's top tier. Nigga, it's a fucking Camry with the L on it. Nigga, I'm pushing the Infiniti. A Nissan with the, whatever, the infinity symbol on it. You feel me? Oh, nigga, I'm in that Genesis. Nigga, a Hyundai with Genesis on it, nigga. I'm laughing so hard because, like, when you haven't been on the backside of a lot of shit, you be thinking that it's like there's different. No, it's just we're gonna create the idea of luxury because now you have convenience as one side, and then you have luxury. Luxury is how you make motherfuckers pay high prices for simple shit. There's literally no difference between a Camry and a Lexus, bro. No difference, except the Lexus. I mean, of course, don't get me wrong. There's differences, and one uses 93, one uses 87, so the engines are built different. Shit like that is luxury. They add more bells and whistles to the shit, but nigga, it's a fucking Camry. Toyota built all of the shit. It's all Toyota. You feel what I'm saying? It's all Toyota. Now, go back to the Rockefellers, and you're gonna see how much they control. They control oil, nigga, and they made sure every car company across the world, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Ford, Dodge, Buick, GMC, name them. All of them need gas. Nigga, that's running the world. Like, I don't think motherfuckers get that shit. Like, nigga, you need my product to make your product work. I created a product that is like, okay, all of y'all, we'll build cars, we'll help y'all build cars, but understand that none of your cars can work without gas. Who you gonna come to for that? Us, nigga. We run this shit. We control this. You feel what I'm saying? Now, how are you gonna control your revenue? Now, the revenue that you bring in, you gotta multiply it. So you're gonna have your investing department. You're gonna have that shit. You're gonna have motherfuckers that are literally designed to trade your shit. But now it looks different because you don't know that that's what it is. You now say, I'm going to list my company publicly on the stock market. And now you have brokers that are maneuvering your money for you. You feel me? That's why public traded entities work so well. That's why small businesses end up failing because they don't know how to trade. They don't know how to deal with the down days. They don't know how to deal with the down months. You feel what I'm saying? I've learned how to turn myself. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. I learned how to turn myself into a publicly traded entity that nobody knows about. So I trade myself. You feel me? Books ain't selling, courses ain't selling, whatever the case may be. I'm not tripping. I got to go to the markets to leverage the business. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. The markets are designed to float the business. This is why 2008 or 2009? 2008. I don't know. I didn't look this up, so I don't think about it off the top of the head. The other ones I did. But in this particular time when the corporations, the companies needed to be bailed out, that bailout, why are they bailing out corporations? We'll make that money back. We're going to make that. Like, niggas thought that it was a bailout. Nigga, that was a loan. We're going to make that money back. We're going to make that money back. We're going to give them the money. When we give them the money, that's going to push the liquidity into the market and shit. We'll make that shit back. No harm, no foul. So it's like, why are they bailing out corporations, but a small business? Because you're not publicly traded. We don't give a fuck about it. Like, you don't contribute to the game we're playing. And I'm saying this respectfully, and it has to align with this. You're not contributing to the game we're playing. Why would we support you? These Fortune 500 companies, these billionaires and all of this shit. Yeah, nigga. You help the game run. You feel what I'm saying? Case in point, if I know that I got Boardwalk and Park Place, why would I give a fuck about Mediterranean and Baltic? Bitch, I got Boardwalk and Park Place. I got houses, and I ain't even gonna say houses. I got 4 hotels on Boardwalk and 4 hotels on Park Place. You land on it, you bankrupt. Monopoly is so wired that it's like, now, the way the dice roll and the way that it's so close to the edge, like, the odds of you landing on Boardwalk and Park Place are slim. But if you land on Boardwalk and Park Place with 4 hotels on each one, you're not making it out of that. You're gonna go bankrupt. Like, study the game, bro. Anybody who lands on Boardwalk and Park Place, they can't. You can't recover. You can't recover, yo. You just can't. Like, I done whooped a lot of motherfuckers' ass on that shit. Now, you can put houses and hotels on Baltic and the Mediterranean, and it doesn't necessarily take people out the game, but it does weaken them. But at the same time, Boardwalk and Park Place takes them out of the game. And I'm using those 2 examples because it's like a small business, the mom and pop stores and shit like that, those are Boardwalk and Park Place. I can't do nothing with you. You're not a chain. You're not franchised. I can't do nothing with you. Now, Boardwalk and Park Place, I'm going to make sure that that's good. I'm going to make sure that that's good. I'm going to put up a loan. I'm going to front you. I'm going to front you. Why? Because I'm going to make it back. I'm going to make it back when I bail you out. You feel what I'm saying? That's what happened with, fuck, what is it? The Tulsa Real Estate Fund. The Tulsa Real Estate Fund got hit with that. Because again, at the time, niggas couldn't read the charts. I'm not going to say these niggas don't know how to read the charts or they didn't know how to read the markets and shit like that. But it's like, y'all are investing at a high. I seen a bubble. And it wasn't just a bubble for that. It's like, yo, they're going to start, nigga, COVID about to hit. I ain't know COVID was going to hit. But the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, nigga, Tulsa Real Estate Fund, when it took off was about 2015, 2016-ish. By 2020 it was done. Why? Just go back and look at the charts. Look at Dow Jones, look at NASDAQ, look at S&P, and then look at Forex. Look at Aussie US dollar, Euro US dollar, Aussie Swiss franc. Aussie US dollar, Euro US dollar, Swiss franc, US dollar, Swiss franc, USD yen, pound USD, Euro USD. And look at how US dollar is around those same times. It was going to crash. The markets was going to crash. And the only people that can weather the storm when markets crash are corporations. Then it trickles down to everybody else because everybody's pulling out their money when they see the stocks drop. Because why are stocks dropping? Because people are buying late. It's the game. It's rigged. But niggas are buying late. So when you see, oh, the economy is good, stocks are going up, everything's rising and shit, somebody's about to sell. Somebody's about to fucking sell. And when they start selling, nigga, and it never just drops because you have people that are still getting those trades. Perfect example of that was what AMC. AMC went up. That was the anomaly. It's never going to happen again. But GameStop. GameStop boomed up to like 400. Now you're fucked. Because the guy that did the shit that was actually, pumping, hey guys, this is going to go to the moon. This is like, that's why it can't happen like that no more. He was conflating the information, saying to everybody, like, I like this stock, but he got so many people in this Reddit chat to join it. Now, the volume, right? Now, this is where the volume was different because the volume of individual people had superseded the one motherfucker or the 2 or 3 motherfuckers who had everything. That's why it went up. That's why I forgot what movie it was. I want to say the GameStop movie, but it's on Netflix and shit. And the people that was on in put options that were looking for the sell, the shit went completely the other way for them. Now, what happened? They got bailed out by billionaires. Now, the billionaires gave them the money to sell at that high price. So now you have all of the people that are like, okay, I'm holding it. Now, what side What side do you become when you got to take your profits? You're no longer the good guy anymore. You're no longer the good guy. The moment that I have, if the, what was it? GameStop was at like $5 or some shit like that. And it went up to like 400. It went up to like 400. You feel me? Motherfuckers got greedy. This shit's gonna go up forever. Somebody's taking their profits. The moment profits start being taken, that's when the price starts to go down. You dig what I'm saying? Because again, it goes back to what I was explaining to you. When a small amount of people have everything, they have to lower it because I have to bargain it. Now, when I bought something at $5 and it's now $400, I can sell it to you for $3.99. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about selling it to you for $3.99. I would sell it to you for $3.75. Nigga, fuck that. I'll sell it to you for $3.60, bitch. I bought it at $5. I'm good either way. What about the motherfuckers who bought it at $3.90? They're fucked. What about the people that bought it at $3.80? They're fucked. What about the people that bought it at $3.60? They broke even. But now you get the panic sellers. Because once you see that happen and the discounts keep happening, now it triggers and now everybody's now panic. Oh, it's going down. I bought at $400. It went up to $460. I bought at $400. It's down to $360. I lost. Let me get out. That's a seller. Those are sellers, and the price just drops and drops and drops and drops and drops and drops and drops. Now everybody's, oh, it came down to $5, so I'm going to buy it again. I'm going to wait till it come down to $5 and I'll buy it again. It never came back. Well, I think it did. It came down to like 15 or some shit like that. But that was an anomaly. But that was because a lot of people didn't know the game. But the one motherfucker who knew the game got everybody rattled up. And he got everybody in. It's like, yo, y'all he said, I'm trying to build up enough volume to where it offsets the buyers. Offsets the sellers, the larger players. Now we're the larger player, but we can't sell, y'all. We can't sell this shit. You feel me? They sold it off. We bought it from them, but we can't sell this shit now if we want to maintain the power. So it's literally gonna say stuck at $400 or $500. Nah, nigga, I'm taking my profits. I'm taking my profits. That's when it comes to the other side of the game. Now niggas think it's rigged. It's not rigged. You just don't know how to fucking play. Because cheating is written into the rules. Cheating is written into the motherfucking rules. So you'll see the price go up. And then while it's going up, you're thinking, okay, if it's going to continue to go up, then I'm going to be late. No, you got to learn how to read this shit. My bad. I'm in the middle of a trade right now. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss it for my entry. That's why I keep hopping back and forth. But anyway, you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Because like I said, when they built this game, they said they're not going to know what the fuck they're doing. So now every year, the cycle changes. The cycle changes and it runs a different way. Why? Because a lot of people don't know what happens. It's new faces. It's people that say, I tried it, I failed. I tried it, I failed. I tried it, I failed. Not many people try and learn. But they don't know. It doesn't matter how well you try if you don't know how to read it. This is why I teach the way that I teach it. I'm like, yo, you got to learn how to read the markets, bro. I don't give a fuck if you look at it and say, oh, I don't want to trade. I don't want to do this. You better learn how, nigga, because that's all this is. It's trading. Humans have forgot how to trade because we have money now. We no longer know how to look at something and bargain. We just say, I can afford that. You don't know how to trade for it anymore. That's the missing piece of the game. That's the part of the cheating that is written into the game. Make sure people don't know how to trade for their resources. They don't have any resources to trade. They just have money. They just have money. They have $1, my nigga. And they realize, I'm not trading for this. I can afford it. So now when I go into a store, I no longer look at it and say, case in point, I'm going to use this as an example because this shit is weird. Walgreens is expensive as fuck. Walgreens is expensive as fuck. The same shit you can get at Walgreens, you can get cheaper at Walmart. Motherfuckers still shop at Walgreens. Why? They can afford it. It's not really that much different from them, but that lets you know we no longer consider trading anymore because we have the money to afford it. You feel what I'm saying? Same washing powders that you can get at Walmart for $16, you'll pay $23 for it at Walgreens and won't complain. And motherfuckers be looking like, nigga, why don't you just go such and so forth? Because I fuck with Walgreens. I shop at Walgreens. I'm going to get Walgreens. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is, nah. It's different. Everything at Walgreens is more expensive than it is at Walmart. And it's the same products, same shit. How does it get there? How does the prices end up being marked up like that? And how are people comfortable paying it? Because they can afford it. Different clientele. Now, when you start to see that all the prices in something, a place that you're like, this is too much for me. I'm going to go somewhere where it's always cheaper. That doesn't mean that shit. Like, Walgreens don't tell you, oh, well, we're lowering our prices. Yeah, they give their discounts and they sales and deals and shit like that, but they don't lower their prices ultimately. You feel what I'm saying? But it makes their discounts that much better. Because like, oh, we marked it up for a reason because we're going to get profit. Now when we sell you something at a discount, we're still profiting. You feel me? Y'all remember when Walmart used to roll back prices? They don't roll back prices no more. When the last time you seen that rollback smiley face? They don't do that shit no more because they can't. Shit's got too expensive. You can't roll back prices anymore. That was their marketing thing. You feel me? Now niggas don't like, I can afford it. The worst thing you can call somebody is cheap or broke. They'll spend more than they have just because you call them broke. They'll risk their freedom just because you called them broke. Just because you said they didn't have any money. Why? Because we no longer know how to trade anymore. You feel me? So much so that motherfuckers were still, I see this all the time in the hood. Well, I did when I was in the hood, living in the hood and shit. Like, even myself. At a time before I developed and grew, like motherfuckers will buy motherfuckers will buy a Lexus, a old school Benz, old school Lexus and shit, put rims on the motherfucker. Bitch, that's a nigga. It's 2022. You buying a 95 Benz with 250,000 miles on it? You're not thinking straight. It's a Lexus though. It's the emblem. It's the symbol. It's the idea of luxury. Like, I can afford this. I can afford this. No, you can't. No, you can't. And it's okay if you can't. But you can't tell a motherfucker they can't afford anything. And that's what drives this game. That's what drives the fuck out of this game. You feel what I'm saying? So now when they be like, why does boycotting works to an extent. Boycotting works against going against things that can't be covered. You feel what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers is like, yo, why are niggas still like, y'all was supposed to be boycotting Target, bro. Why are y'all still going to Target? Like y'all legit are supposed to be fucking boycotting Target. I be seeing so many posts. Some of y'all listen to this podcast being Target, nigga. You feel me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You being fucking Target. I know you. I know. But a lot of motherfuckers being Target. Why? Because a Target has already created a certain aesthetic for you. A certain idea of luxury for you. A certain reality that I can afford Target. I'm not going to Walmart. Walmart is where the motherfuckers go with the bonnets and the pajamas on, nigga. I'm going to Target. See how you feed into the shit? Because I can afford Target. What am I going to boycott for when I go to Target to get all of the same things that I get? I'm not going to Walmart with those pet. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. When I used to go to Target and shit, the times I've been in, Target is peaceful as fuck. Target is calm as fuck. It's serene, nigga. Which is very ironic because Target's theme colors are red. You expect it to be hyper, but it's not. Target is calm as fuck. Walmart's theme is blue and it's chaotic than a motherfucker. Why? Because now it's the idea of luxury, the idea of convenience and how you're going to pay. Motherfuckers would rather go to Target because it's cool, calm, and collected. You're not boycotting no shit like that. Not for long, nigga. Because when your other options are chaotic and shit, you're going to go back to your norm. You're going to go back to your comfort. This is a game, and you don't know how to play this motherfucker, dog. We don't give a fuck about y'all boycotting Target, nigga, because we got rid of DEI. Okay, cool. Y'all get rid of DEI. What's gonna happen? Okay, they're gonna boycott. Okay, cool. How can we cover them? How can we cover the money when they boycott? All right, cool. We know that y'all gonna pull out a boycott. We're gonna short sell. Not only short sale, when we do short sale and start dumping off to make it look like, okay, we're really against, like Target stock is plummeting because these people decided. Target stock is plummeting because 4 million motherfuckers decided to sell their one stock. It's coming down, but who's it going to? That's why Target stock didn't drop. Because when the big investors and shit was like, all right, cool, let's take our money out of it. We thought, you be thinking like motherfuckers is pulling out because, they got moral consciousness and shit. No, nigga, we're going to go ahead and pull it out to get ready because we know that y'all going to take a hit. But now when y'all do take a hit because we know that y'all stand supreme, y'all are publicly traded now. So when they start stop shopping and your prices and shit go down, take that hit. Take that quarter hit. It don't matter. It don't matter as long as you finish the year straight. Take that quarter hit. When the prices start to plummet, we're gonna buy those prices. We're gonna buy those cheaper prices because the price went down. Now when it goes back up, we reinvest the money back into the business. So that way we can avoid our taxes and shit. Because we don't have to pay taxes as long as the shit is still active. You feel what I'm saying? Now the price is going back up. People, oh shit, Target is going back up. Let me go ahead and get into it. People must not be boycotting. When people see shit like that, Target's revenue is going up. Target stock is going up, and we're supposed to be boycotting how? That means the boycott must be over. Psychological. Niggas is like, oh, well, motherfuckers must be going back to Target because the price is going up. No, nigga. One motherfucker bought 40 million shares. One motherfucker bought 40 million shares. The boycott never ended. None of that shit. But if you're looking at the market, you're looking at the prices, they tell you, hey, Target price soars, as such and such happened. Like, they tell you all of this shit for a reason because it's like, it's the game. It's the game. And it's the cheating is rigged into the game. So all of this shit, like the consumerism, like, this is why, like I said, you have to learn how to do this. And this is fire because it comes off the entrepreneurs and shit. It's like, yo, if you don't know how to trade, you at this stage in the game, you need to know how to trade if you're going to do business. You need to know how to trade. Now, learning how to trade the stock market and shit, it makes you, operate better in the business perspective. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There's so many people who, like I said, you keep downplaying your prices and shit like that. You lower the value of your own stock. You can't afford to increase your prices because motherfuckers is like, you're trying to sell to impoverished people. And you don't realize how many people are impoverished just having a conversation. Like, they always go for something cheap. Now, if it's overly expensive, they'll still pay for it. Weird. But they got to learn how to see the value in the shit and make sure everybody else sees the value in it. But then they go through it when they actually put the money into it. You feel me? That was my biggest thing because, like, when I was learning guerrilla marketing and shit, like, it's like, I'm trying to sell something that financially liberates you. You feel me? For under $30, $40 and shit, nobody's going to take that serious. Nobody's going to take that serious. And the people that take that serious, they can't do nothing with it. Because it takes a lot. Like, first week of the course, like, motherfuckers is like, I didn't know this was going to be about Forex. I bet you didn't. But yet you want to go move your money in it. You're not willing to learn you're not willing to learn how to see when the US dollar is strong as weak, but yet you want to put your money in the stock market. And you ask me, how does that even matter? Why does that matter? The fact that you don't even know that it matters is why you don't even need to be in this motherfucker. Because the US dollar is the culmination of the stock market. When the stock market drops, the US dollar gets strong. When the US dollar gets weak, the stock market rises. How do you not know that? You think it just happens? You feel me? See how the buffer's in the game? But it's all written there. Now it's like you got the people that's, I'm going to study the P&L ratios. I'm going to look at the like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. My Master of the Market course students and shit, Iwi gang, when it was up, they'll tell you, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit because all of that shit is written in the charts. I can read the story. I don't give a fuck about reading the company's blueprints about none of that shit because it's like, I can do it a lot faster in the markets. You feel me? And it's a lot simpler to read it in the markets once you know how to read it. Oh, you have a big ass red candle. Oh, last month you guys had a red candle. Oh, you were negative. So you lost some money. Okay. When did you start losing your money and where? That's where the extra shit, the analysis comes in. Cause like, yo, where's the pocket at? Oh, so now I need to pull back. Yo, sellers still control your shit. Okay. Your prices are rising. And now you got the news involved because news saying, stock soars, such and such. Oh, y'all in the selling territory though, nigga. Them villains about to kick y'all ass. Niggas be like, I bought and then the price dropped. And then I sold, then the price went up. Ding. It's not funny, but it's funny because you get so wired to, I have to make money as opposed to, I have to understand the game, the rules of the game. These are the rules of the game, bro. I gave them to you, laid out. Now, granted, I'm not gonna teach you the process that I like. You literally have to go to master the market for that. But this is the game, and they designed this game when they started banking. They designed this game when they started the creating the industry, when the industrial revolution started, when they started with actual industry. They created this shit. You dig what I'm saying? When they started creating the cotton gin, when they started creating these things, when they started to see, black people are making this shit easy. Like, we were enslaving them, but they're starting to make this shit easy. They're starting to create shit that's making this shit easy. Let's let them keep creating shit and let's capitalize on it. I was listening to this quote or this video and shit, and it was like, when black people created the stoplight, white people created the speeding ticket. Black people created the light bulb, Lewis Latimer shit. Then white people created the light bill. We created irrigation, in different civilizations way back when, and then now you have indoor plumbing and shit. They pay the water bill. Like, whatever we build, they create a bill for it. That never stopped. That never stopped. Their plan all along was, first, let's free them. Then eventually we're going to get to where we can integrate with them. Now we just take all their ideas. Like, all of their ideas. And then we put money on it. And then what we'll do is we'll make them vilify themselves. It's a game. We'll vilify them, make them want to be close to us. Because what they don't realize is that the very shit that we make popular is some shit that they discarded, and we kind of snuck it into the game and we whitewashed it. And now we bringing it back. And because they're not going to say shit because they want to be close to us, they're going to fit in. You feel me? The Negro Leagues, when they brought in motherfucking Jackie Robinson, it was to disband the Negro Leagues because the Negro Leagues would have made more money. The Negro Leagues were making more money than Major League Baseball. But, they're white, so, they're like that whole stuff. We had poor racial self-esteem for quite some time after slavery. You feel what I'm saying? We still kind of got a fucked up image and shit, but now we have racial arrogance. And I love that now because that is what eventually goes into high racial self-esteem. Things are changing, but right now, it's like when we're looking at the things, it's like, okay, cool. If we can take away their businesses, we got it. They built the business, we take it from them. Easy work, easy money. You know what I'm saying? We use that labor, the intuitive natures and shit. Like Vivian Thomas, the first open heart surgeon. He didn't even go to med school. He just knew how to do the shit. You feel what I'm saying? He was able to do the shit by making certain shit. And it was like, can't no nigga be in here while he's going, like, open heart surgery was because of a black man. Now, you got to pay the bill for an open heart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's little shit like that. So as times went on, they kept playing the game. And then they integrated us. Our businesses stopped because we went to be educated by them. That's like we control. They can't create anymore because we control how they think. But now when they do create, we're going to make sure that we sabotage it. They can't. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure they can't weather the storms. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to make sure that they can't weather the storms. They couldn't, like, they infiltrated rock and roll, jazz, blues, motherfucking all of our, country, all of our musics. The only music that they couldn't get to because it happened so late and it was at a time when you just couldn't because the momentum was so high was hip hop and R&B. Now it's like, they infiltrated blues, and then we created rhythm and blues. And then they got them because the only thing that when it comes to R&B music, it's all sex. When it comes to our hip hop music, it started off telling stories and shit, so we gotta control this shit. But then some of our motherfuckers snuck through because they was able to get through the game or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So now, whenever we create something, they destroy it. But they never anticipated that if they were integrating, that we would eventually get to that point and taking over. The reason why today, look at all of the bullshit that you see be rebranded and shit. Like, for example, it's levels to the shit. It goes from Ebonics. Why did they have to stop calling it Ebonics? Because they stopped calling it Ebonics because it was coined by a black person. It's like, that's Ebony Phonics or whatever the case may be. It's now I don't call the shit AAVE. And I hate you motherfuckers that let it be called that. It's called fucking Bonics, nigga. It's Ebonics. But anyway, they call the shit AAVE. But then now it's gone to Gen Z slang. Nigga, what? This ain't no fucking Gen Z slang. So now they like, you talk like a Gen Zer. No, the fuck I don't, nigga. They're saying shit we were saying 5 and 10 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the whole unk thing. And I know it seems like I'm getting off, but I'm still saying on top, it's like, yo, unk. Unk means uncool. No, the fuck it don't. You heard a black person say uncle. They told you what it meant. And you said it means uncool. Because we call our uncles unk as a sign of respect. You don't like your uncles. You think age and everything is a sign of, like, we're two totally different cultures now because their kids started adopting the lingo. Their kids got infiltrated with, this is Gen Z slang. No. This is our culture. This is how we talk to each other no matter what age we are. This is our culture. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, integration was designed to start erasing shit because they knew we had low racial self-esteem. Now we have racial arrogance. Now we have racial arrogance, and it's now transitioning into racial confidence. But you got to get that arrogance when you had low self-esteem for so long because things are starting to change. Things are really starting to change. But now it's getting into the business side of it all. Because the game is, as long as we can keep these niggas creating for us, we just, whatever they create, we monetize it without telling them that. And then we devalue it. We make sure they devalue it. Like when Kim Kardashian was doing a boxer braids and shit, like, bitch, those are cornrows. The fuck is you talking about? Like, the fuck is you, what? Nigga, what? They will always try to infiltrate it after they think we're no longer paying attention to it. And we give it to them. We give it to them. We don't want it back until they have it. That's when we want to start to say, oh, this is culture. That's when we start to say this. When we see fucking Chanel and fucking Gucci and all of these motherfuckers with the designer shit. And it's like, yo, that's some shit that, like, I just seen a motherfucking designer shirt that was like $1,900 and shit and had a burnt iron mark on the pocket. What? This is like, you niggas suck without us, bro. You niggas suck without us. The rap industry, the rap game, Versace blew up because of Tupac. Coogee was on some shit because now Coogee was, black owned and shit. But you feel me? These are the things that I'm saying. It's like, they know we press the culture forward. We press humanity forward. It doesn't matter. You feel what I'm saying? But now they understood that if we leave them alone enough, they'll create it for us. They'll make it work. And then we just when we stir them up, the money moves according to them. They're in control of the money and don't even know they're in control of the money. We have $1.something trillion of buying power. Buying power, my nigga. And we don't own shit. It's designed that way. Because your buying power your buying power affects what everybody else buys. We already created the gap to make you feel like, black people, white people are more educated. So go get your educations, go in debt for that shit. White people, they're like, you find out after time when you start to develop your racial self-esteem that they can't fuck with you on any way, shape or form. But if you don't have that, you got a couple $1 trillion worth of buying power with no ownership. Now you control everything. Where you put your money, the culture, the society puts their money. And when society puts their money in the shit, we can manipulate it on the backside in the stock market. Oh, y'all put y'all money at a Target? Okay, so where are y'all going to put y'all money? You're not just going to stop it. You ain't going to just pull out from Target and not shop at all. No. We're going to make sure you can do it other places. So now we're going to move our money there. So when I tell motherfuckers you got to learn how to trade, you have to learn how to trade in order to be an investor. Trading is short-term investing. Investing is long-term trading. You have to learn how to do the game because you got to pivot it. When they say there's no more money going in here, they're not putting their money here anymore. Okay, cool. Where are they going to put their money at then? If they're not shopping at Target, where are they going to shop? Probably Walmart. You feel me? Sam's Club, Costco. I'm going to say this and I'm going to really start trying to wrap it up. When we went to boycott Target, whose prices went up? Costco's. Now, if you didn't think that this was a game this whole time, if you thought I was just capping and reaching, there's an example that put it in real time. Literally, when Target's prices dropped, Costco's went up. Why? Because Costco said, we're not doing away with DEA. Fuck what Target talk about. We not doing it with DEA. Come on, give us your money. That those $1 trillion worth of buying power you have, come fuck with us. Fuck Target. Fuck Target. Okay, cool. Now y'all gonna go over there with Costco. So let's take this money that we already have in Costco. You feel me? Sell it off to the people. We got our one. We're gonna sell it off to the people. Let the prices go. Make them think, okay, Costco is good. Let me support them. We're gonna take that money to leverage Target. because now we pull it because the money from Target is dropping, but we're going to take the money from Costco. This is a real example, but it's also a metaphorical example as well. So understand that this is how the entire system works, but it's not just they doing this on one product. They're doing this across the board in all of the markets at all given times with anything that's publicly traded. They're like, okay, 1-to-1. This is why industries and sectors and all of that shit is so important, because let me finish this thought so I can go into that next part. So, okay, y'all are going to go to Target. Y'all going to go to Costco now. So y'all going to increase Costco's revenue. So we don't have to store our money there no more. Boom. Let's go ahead and start taking it, because now motherfuckers are going to buy Costco, and they're going to buy Costco off the strength that, okay, I'm going to support this business. Okay, let's unload it slowly. And then we're going to take that money and move it into Target. So now Target is going to hold. Now we're going to hold at Target because it's like, okay, y'all prices drop. We're going to hold this line right here at this price. You feel me? And now it's going to start to move back up. Now, y'all, the regular, like, nobody sees the changing. Nobody sees the hands change. 40 million shares is still moved. It's still occupied. But now one motherfucker no longer has 40 million shares. A group of motherfuckers have 40 million shares. Because the volume still has to maintain the same, but it doesn't have to maintain. The volume is maintained quantity-wise, but not quality-wise. And that's what creates the influx. So when you watch why they took the shit out, because it's like, when you look at it the first time when we had the Great Depression, they suffered during the Great Depression, not us. Integration had to happen, because it's like, how did they still thrive? We couldn't put our money in banks. We had to keep our money in mattresses and shit. Like, nigga, we kept our bread. Like, we kept our liquid. You feel what I'm saying? And they seen that in the Great Depression. Now they're creating another Great Depression right before our eyes, and guess what? We don't have. All of our money are in banks. All of our money, like they have it, and we don't know what to do with it. We don't know what to do with our liquid anymore. They're doing it with it. You feel me? You niggas got $1 billion, $1 trillion worth of buying power. It's like $1.7 trillion worth of buying power, and you own nothing. Put that shit in the bank. Save that shit, and let us multiply it for you. Let us do it for you. So, like I was saying, when you get into to understanding the Forex, when you get into understanding all of these things, it's like, oh, this is why sectors are important. Mm-hmm. This is why indices are important. Mm-hmm. You start at the top. The U.S. dollar is weak. Let's look at the indices: Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and S&P. If the U.S. dollar is strong, that means the stocks should be going down. Now, if I have a strong Dow Jones and a strong S&P, I have to, in a weak New Zealand, a weak NASDAQ, these two go together. A strong U.S. dollar with a weak NASDAQ means NASDAQ is going down. However, I just can't go to NASDAQ. Now let's go down to the NASDAQ index. What stocks cumulatively are responsible for making the NASDAQ rise or fall? Okay, cool. We're not going to go with anything that's going against the U.S. dollar. It has to go with it. When I say with it, I mean in the fact that the U.S. dollar is strong, so that means stocks should be going down, so I should be looking for something weak. Or I could be setting up a trap. Look for something that's strong in the NASDAQ index so I can counter trend it. That's something totally different. But you got to learn how to read the markets before you can start doing wild shit like that. But now, as I'm looking at that, it's like, that's how y'all play. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I told y'all back a couple years ago, I said NASDAQ is going to overtake Dow Jones because we're moving in the industry. You feel me? We're out of the industrial side and industrial side now. It's like we have like the factories and shit like that. Shit's being automated. NASDAQ is the reason why now. AI, conveyor belts, all of this shit. They're building robots to replace that industry thing, that labor shit. So now you got to get into the tech side. A lot of niggas can't get into tech because they industrialized. You feel what I'm saying? But as black people, we still got that couple trillion dollars worth of buying power that's constantly circulating. And we move this motherfucker and don't even know why we move it, because we won't learn how to trade. You feel me? We know how to afford, we know how to buy. We don't know how to trade no more. So when I teach trading, it ain't just to like there's skills in this shit. If you study it, if you pay attention and you learn the shit and you watch how the markets move, you start to see it naturally. You'll start to know, okay, a war's coming. We're in a 5-year candle, nigga. A war about to come. We're at the start of a 10-year candle and a 5-year candle, nigga. We might get sick. They might send a respiratory disease out. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just speculating, nigga. I can't say yay or nay to this shit. I'm just saying. It's rather motherfucking coincidental. But it's a game, bro. It's a game. And like I said, in this game is written in the rules to cheat. And By knowing how the markets are going to move and dictating and manipulating the markets on how they're going to move and knowing who's going to move their money where, when they're going to move it because you're telling them where they're going to move the money, you win the game. You literally write the cheat code into the rules of the game. If a motherfucker can read the rules. And don't forget to check out Palacafe Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Palacafe Clothing. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Yeah, man, that was a rigged game. You know what? I realized like I've been having blocks lately. And it's not that I've been having blocks on content, but I've been thinking about like, what should I talk about? And there's things that I never wanted to talk about, like as far as markets and things of that nature, because I never felt like I can get an actual episode out of it because a lot of the shit needs to be visual. But I'm now getting back into, everything, talking about everything now. So y'all are going to hear more shit on plant-based nutrition. Y'all going to hear shit about health. Y'all going to hear more shit about everything. Like I realize now, and this ties into the business side, this ties into entrepreneur groups, this ties into everything really. Like this podcast is bigger than me. And yeah, I sell shit. Yeah, I got products and shit and everything like that I'm not budging on. But it's like, sometimes y'all need free shit. Now, here's my battle. Here's my battle. I don't mind giving you free shit, but if you're not giving me money, you have to give me your attention, all of it. So it's like, if you want the nuggets, you got to listen to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Or you can cut the curve and pay me. But at the end of the day, I realize that I have so much information and insight and shit to give out. It's like, this is why my episodes have never really been video. Because it's like, I want you to listen. I want you to take this shit in. I want you to take this information and go learn it and actually see and observe. But I'm saying that because it's like, I was drawing blanks on what I want to talk about. Like, low key, I ain't gonna say I'm tired, but I don't want to get stuck in the esoteric vein. I've been in it for too long. Like, but I also do want to start talking about astrology again. I want to start talking about numerology, and I just talk about like actually give y'all the science and give y'all the game and shit. Numerology, human design, all of these different things. Because it's like, I'm beyond it now. I'm beyond whatever the first 12 seasons was about. And now I'm more in the concrete space to now go into all of the shit that I built entrepreneur-wise now needs to be infused with this. So Frail Conversations, that's its own entity. That's also Frail. But everything else that I built also needs to be discussed as to why it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was drawing a blank on that as to what I was going to do with it. But then it hit me. It's like, why don't you talk about the markets? Like, you should talk about the markets in more detail as to, the methodology behind it. Like, I can't talk about in this time, like the actual trades and the reading, like, but I can give you the game. I can give you the game. So there's going to be a lot more episodes like this going forward. But this one needed to be said because I was making this post and motherfuckers, I was like, the game is rigged. So if the game is rigged, I'm gonna cheat. And motherfuckers like, you lack integrity. No, nigga, cheating is written in the fucking rules, bro. Like, if you don't cheat, you lose. Like that. Like that's the game. The game is written to be cheated. Like I can't explain it any other way. And it's like, if you can't in one breath tell me to play the game by the rules, and then when I tell you that cheating is in the rules, now it's because of the way I said it. I get it. I'm gonna cheat too. Like I get it how it was read. But again, this goes back into the comprehension. It goes back into words having power. A one picture, 1,000, or a picture is worth 1,000 words, but one word can conjure 1,000 pictures. You didn't know what pictures I conjured because you didn't know what words I seen. Like, so when I say I'm cheating, you think I'm being deceptive. No, nigga, I'm telling you that there's cheating in the fucking rules. This is how they play this game. They cheat, nigga. That's how they win, by cheating. So how you think I gotta win? By playing like them, which means I play the rules, which means I gotta cheat. The fuck? This is why you hear me say from time to time, like, I be cheating in the markets. Only because I understand how Forex works. That's what I call cheating. I have an edge. I have an edge that the motherfuckers don't have. You feel me? I have an edge that motherfuckers don't have, in which I know what the US dollar is doing, therefore I know what the stock market is going to do. That's why I be like, motherfuckers be looking at me crazy when they be like, the US dollar is weak. No, it's not. It's rather strong. Whatever, man. It's crumbling. No, nigga, I'm telling. I know what I read, bro. I know what I read, nigga. I know what the news is telling me, bitch. I know what I read, nigga. I'm telling. Watch. I be calling shit. One of my homies was hitting me up and was like, yo, I'm looking at this play, and I said it's gonna go down below this price. You think so? I could be wrong. Now, here's where it got fucked up because the price went up. Now I encouraged them. Don't get it yet because it's got to drop some more. The price went up since we said that, since we had that conversation. It's like, man, I missed it, man. It went up and all right. All right. Not only is it hovering around the price that I said it was going to come back down to, it's strong enough to keep going down because the US dollar is strong. It's pushing it. Like I know how to read this market. Like I know how to read it. It's not even close at this point anymore. It's like I've gone through what everybody else was scared to go through, but I had to learn how to trade because I understood that trading is how they cheat this game because they don't teach you how to trade anymore. They teach you how to afford. So you don't even negotiate. Like you'll go to a grocery store and just pay the price. I love us as black people. I'm going to say this and I'm going to really start trying to bring it in. But I love us as black people because I used to always do this shit when I went to the grocery store and shit back in the day. Was like you go into the store to get like a thing of spaghetti or some shit. You always get the cheapest one. It all weighed 5 pounds, but it's like, okay, this one was $7.13, that one was $6.58, that one was $6.42. Give me the $6.42 one. It's gonna feed you the same way. It's gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna really save that dollar. You see what I'm saying? You negotiate that. You will negotiate that. You would look at it and say, I'm not paying the $7.13. I'm not paying the I found one for somebody I'm going to sell this one for $6.48. It all still weighs about 5 pounds. Once you cook the fat off and you eat the shit and you add your noodles to the shit, it's going to be the same amount. But you paid that $6.40, that $6.42 instead of that $7.13. Yet your goofy ass going to come into the motherfucking markets and pay $7.13 instead of the $6.42. It don't make sense, do it? It don't make sense because you don't know what you're doing. Because you don't know how to read it, bro. You don't know how to read it. When you start to see the price go up, it's like, okay, let me prepare to sell this motherfucker because when is the price going to drop and come back? Nigga, this shit ain't going to the moon forever, bro. Like when they say shit like that, like when I first got started in crypto, this dude that had a YouTube channel, his shit been shut down since, but he's always talking about Electroneum going to the moon. News came out, oh, Electroneum's going to the moon. It's not, nigga. Before it got to leave Earth first before it can go to the moon. And then when it go to the moon, guess where it's coming back down? To Earth, nigga. Like, when Doge went up to 30 cent, 37 cent and shit, niggas was excited. Nigga, where's Doge at right now? A dime, nigga. It ain't going back to 37 no time soon. You know how many motherfuckers... One motherfucker... I'm going to say this, I'm going to really wrap it up. One motherfucker had to come in and buy up all that Doge for it to go up to 37. To where he can say, I'm going to sell it for 7 cents. I'm going to sell it for 12 cents. I'm going to sell it for 13. All right, 37. All right, y'all can all have it. Now, everybody has it. Now, one motherfucker once had 40 million shares. Now, at this 37 cent price, 40 million motherfuckers got one share. You feel me? Oh, I'll sell it at 36. Oh, I'll sell it at 35.50. 35.5. Oh, I'm going to sell it at 30 cents. Now, motherfuckers have literally said, oh, I'm going to keep selling it at a lower price, cheaper, just so I can get it off. And now it's down to 10 cents again. You see how the game played? Now, I can tell you all day long, like it'll be speculation, but now I can show you in real time. I know you've seen it because everybody watching Doge. Everybody's seen what happened with fucking GameStop. Everybody's seen what happened with Target. Everybody's seen what happened with Costco. All I did was report the shit. Now, when you see it before it happens, because you know how to read it, you see the shit coming. If you can't see it coming now, I don't know what to tell you. Warren Buffett he's sitting on $685 billion worth of liquid. Do you know what that means? He's about to buy some shit. How is he going to buy some shit if nobody's selling? Something has to be in place to make sure that shit is selling. What's selling? You don't know if the US dollar isn't strong. At the time of this recording and releasing, today's Wednesday, although I recorded on Tuesday, today's Wednesday, US dollar for the week is at a +3. So, stocks are going down. Niggas is buying. Why? But now you see how the trap works? Because now you're buying with the US dollar that is at a +3. So even if it does go up, now you can counter trend. Counter trends are more profitable than direct trends because counter trends are the traps. Niggas, oh, the price is going up. I'm gonna buy. Again, penny stocks is my favorite because penny stocks be whooping niggas ass. Anything that's under $10 and shit, those are the people that like, I can afford this because it's cheap. They don't know how to read the lows and the highs. So when the shit starts going up, they start chasing it. Oh, I can pay $10. I can pay $11 for a price of this stock because it's cheap to me. But bitch, it's high. The recent high is 13 and it came off of 7. Give me down to $7. But since you doing that, while it's approaching 13 again, slowing down and you don't see it because you just think it's going to keep going to the moon, I'm going to put a put option on your ass because it's going to go the other way because the US dollar is strong. And now when it does actually come back down to $7 where it took up from, you feel me? And y'all are panic selling, saying, you know what, I bought in too early. Now I just take my losses. Now I can buy from y'all because you're selling because you see the price go down because you don't have enough shares. Now I'm getting in with the motherfucker who can buy 40 million shares. You feel me? I'm going to give that nigga 39,399,999 shares. I'm going to take some off that shit, nigga. You ain't getting all of them, but I know where you going and I know what you want to buy. So I'm going to take that with you. You feel me? And that's the game. Learn how to actually trade, bro. Especially as entrepreneurs. You need it. You need it. That's the only thing that leverages you. Literally, that's the only thing that leverages you. This is a skill that parallels with your business and needs to parallel with your business, bro. You feel me? Keep your liquid. Like when you get your sales and shit like that, don't immediately just, okay, yeah, you got to reinvest, but flip it first and then reinvest. You feel me? You make a $400 sale and shit, take that shit to the markets, turn that 400 to 8 in that week, and then you put that 400 back. You feel what I'm saying? Now you sitting on $400 of liquid that came off of that $400 of profit that you don't have to touch now. And now you can just operate on that 400. Every bit of money that comes in, you should be able to put that shit into the markets and be ready at all times that when something happens, I move with it so my money keeps growing. Now is the most volatile time, but now is the most pivotal time. If you know the skill and you have the resource, you can be very beneficial, bro. Very beneficial to the overall scheme of it all. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And our kids, look, teach them how to trade, bro. Teach them how to trade, not just how to spend. Not just how to spend money and afford shit. Teach them how to trade, how to understand that I'm creating this. Like I have this skill, I have this resource, and this is what I'm giving it for. Because if you literally went to a child and said, I will give you literally went to a child and said, here's $400 and you have to give me $2,000. Doesn't make sense. Give me $2,000 worth of value of something that you pour $2,000 in and I'll give you $400 for it. Cool. And I only have to create that one time. Once. One fucking time I have to spend this $2,000 and I can keep making the $400 off of it. That's the game. That's how you trade. But as long as you see it as a money-to-money transaction or a money-to-product transaction, you miss the trade. There's no negotiation when you have money. And you don't even realize that. You're not negotiating because you have to pay the money. But then vice versa is like, there should be no negotiating when you have the like, nigga, you are trying to buy this from me. I created this. You're looking for me. You feel me? And again, like I said, I had to get to that point myself. I'm not dropping my prices no more. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Well, I'll go get somewhere else. Okay, cool. That's fine to me because I know you can. I know you can't find it somewhere else. I know you can't find it somewhere else. I know what I teach. I know what I've learned and I know what's out there. You're not going to find this anywhere else. Have at it. And when you come back, just know the price will still be the same. Now, not only do you have to pay me, now you have to, I got to clean up what you paid that wasn't good for you. Nah. See how convenience works? Now you can just take the time to learn this shit yourself, but you don't want to put in that time because you don't have it because you got to go to work. Now we got to make sure our babies are prepared for that shit. This is a new level of slavery. That only way you're going to get out of this shit to get off this plantation is to learn how to trade. You don't have to believe me. If you're not trading and creating, you're not getting off the plantation. It's that simple. And if you want your babies to be free, you got to teach them the game. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm going to see y'all all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.